So what we're going to be looking at now is how we can quickly and easily input data, and we can see that we have some data here down at the bottom with the titles up at the top of the employee number, the first name, the last name, and the department of the person. A way that we can do this real easily is using forms. So what we need to do to start out with is we're going to edit our quick access toolbar up at the top here. And then from there, we can start to move things around a little bit easier. So starting out, we're going to go up to this little arrow that we have here. We can click onto this and we're going to go down to more commands. From more commands, we can see that we have this, and we're going to change this setting to here to all commands. We can see that this changes now. We're just going to type in F or R, and that'll just take us down to the F section. And it's this one here that we want. So we want to click on the form and we want to click on add. And we can see now that that's moved it over into the quick access toolbar for us. Okay, so once we've got that, then we can just click on this OK button. So once we've clicked on the OK button, and we can see now that we have this little symbol appear up at the top here. What we're going to want to do is we're going to want to turn this data into a table to start with. So we can either click into the middle of the data and click insert, and then we can click on table, which will change it into the table that we want. Okay, so just make sure that these dotted lines select the data that you want, or if we're in the middle of the data, you can just press Ctrl and T as a shortcut, and that will do exactly the same. We can see that we have this setting here highlighted, and that's my table has headers. So we know that it does have headers because we've got the number, the first, last, and department, which is good, and we need the headers for this, as you'll see in a moment. So we can click OK with that, and we've changed it into a table. And then if you wanted to do from here, what you could do is just change that back there. So you wouldn't know that this was too much of a table, other than obviously you got the filters up at the top here. But what this allows us to do now is when we have this, we can click into the area here and we can go onto the form. And when we're in the form part here, we can see that we get these headers that we have at the side here. So we have the number, the first, the last, and the department. And what this allows us to do is we can just quickly flick through all the different people and say we wanted to amend something. So we wanted to change Jack from picking to warehouse. Then we can just quickly change that there. And then by pressing enter, we can see that that will change it within our table, which is great. We can also add new data. So we could say we want the next person to be number 9. We want to call John Smith, and he's going to work in accounts, which is great. So once you've got to this point, we can press enter. Okay, and we can see that we've just added John Smith onto the bottom of our table there really easily, and you're not having to press any directional keys or anything. You can just press tab. What we can also do is say we want to select a person, so we can find previous, and we can find that we have John Smith there highlighted, and we know that we need to change some of this, so we can just amend this and just by doing that, it automatically changes the data. But say John wants to change his name for whatever reason, and John changes his name, or we want to change John's name, then you can have a look at the data there. So we can go to change John's name there, but as long as we don't press enter at this point, then what we can do is just click restore, and it'll just move all of our data back to how it was originally before we started messing about with it. While we have John selected here, what we could also do is delete him out. It's going to permanently delete him from the records now. So we can see, clicking OK, it's now removed John from the table there. As I say, we have the options of kind of moving up and down if you want to find somebody, or we also have this criteria button here. So say we know an employee number, then we can type it in there. But say you only want to know the people in IT, say, then what you can do here is you can press OK, and by doing that there, it's going to highlight the people for you. So we know that we have 6 of 8, okay, and we also have 3 of 8. So just by doing that there and selecting that, then whenever we press and move to the next, okay, it's just going to give us the people that we have within IT that we wanted there, which is really good, especially if you're looking for somebody. So say you wanted to find somebody's name. So what we can do then is if we want to use the criteria, we can go into this and say we want to find the last name, and we want to find all the people that have called Andrews. And from here, what we can do is we can then click find previous. Okay, and that will find us Mark Andrews, and then we'll find Gemma Andrews. And we can see that when we click and we try click anymore, that it won't let us, because the only people that we're going to find is Gemma and Mark Andrews. So like I say, that's a great way of using criteria to find people, and obviously helping out with your data. And it just makes things a little bit easier, rather than having to press kind of tabs and arrow buttons to add people in. Then at least this way, you know, you can kind of see everything that you want to do really quickly and easily. So that's just a quick way of how to start to use forms there. And if you've got any better ways of using them, don't forget to comment down below and go from there. But hopefully this has helped you a little bit with your data input, and we'll hopefully speak to you again soon.